Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and welcome everybody to the news with your favorite host and host Jennifer Rogers. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to check out our. Do not forget to share this video with all your friends and family so they are aware about all the things happening in Qatar and all around the world. And with that, do not forget to check out our other channel, which is qatarday.com. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please go ahead and do so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is also called Qatar Day, and we are also available on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, where we post a lot of interesting content and it's just for you. So with that, I have about 4 local news and 2 international news, so let's just get into it. The first one being the QRCS Secretary General educates the HPKU's master students on the International Red Cross Red Crescent Movement. So, Ali bin Hassan Al Hamadi, the Secretary General of Qatar Red Crescent Society, delivered yesterday a lecture on the components of the International Red Cross Crescent Movement to the master students at the Hamad bin Khalifa University HPKU as part of their academic program for the year 2020 and 21. Now, the lecture covered the history and the evolution of the movement, its environmental work, fundamental principles and findings of humanitarian actions. Now, explaining the concept of post-disaster and post-war reconstruction, Mr. Al-Hamadi said that typical any relief of intervention is divided in 3 stages. The first one being the immediate response to the disaster by deploying relief teams to access the needs and start the spot to distribute urgent aid to all the most affected people. Now, second, the early recovery, which involves repairing the direct damage caused by the disaster and the locality or the community to restore its normal life. Now, after this, the long-term recovery, where plans are developed to help the local community and reopening and operation of damaged utilities and the infrastructure. Now with this, he highlighted the concept of preparedness. What he said that we did not wait for the occurrence of the disaster to take action. Rather, we will work in ordinary times to rehabilitate the empowerment of the society, building the capacity of its organizations and strengthening its utility and infrastructure to be resilient in the face of disaster and minimizing casualties and damages. Now, there are many universal approved guidelines and reference of humanitarian actions such as the SPEAR project, the Guide to the Right of Relief Workers on the Field and the Geneva Conventions. Now, with this, let me get to the second update of the day, which is the Minister of State of Foreign Affairs meets the Ambassador of the Republic of Azerbaijan, and His Excellency the Minister of State of Foreign Affairs Sultan Bil Saad Al Muraiki met on Monday with His Excellency the Ambassador of Republic of Azerbaijan to Qatar, Russia. The meeting reviewed the bilateral cooperation relations between the 2 countries in addition to the issues of the joint interest. Let me get to the third most important update of today, which is that there's going to be free flu vaccine in Qatar for all from tomorrow. So the vaccine is safe for everyone above 6 months and will be available for free starting tomorrow at the PHCC Health Center for over 40 private and semi-government facilities. So as you know, yesterday when I spoke to you guys, I informed you that the flu season has come. And now, just because we're having rainy season and now everybody's going to fall sick and the flu is going to be in the air, everybody's going to cough, sneeze and a lot of things. So now the government is providing everybody with free flu vaccines. Okay. So with the flu season approaching, Qatar is all set to launch its annual seasonal influenza campaign. And the campaign kicks off on Tuesday and will continue until March or February/March 2021. Through the vaccine will be available, though the vaccine will be available always. The campaign will be carried out in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health, the Hamad Medical Corporation and the Primary Health Care Corporation. The vaccine will be available for free for government, semi-government and private healthcare facilities. So it's going to be available in all government, semi-government and private facilities. Okay. So the vaccine is safe for everyone and anyone, including babies as young as 6 months old can even receive the shot. Now this year the MOPH seeks to vaccinate more than 50,000 people. Last year the target was 200,000 and it was a success. Now this time they're actually trying to do it for 500,000 people. Last year 200, this year they're trying to achieve it till 500,000. Okay. Addressing in a press conference on Monday, Deputy Chief Medical Officer and the head of infectious disease, Dr. Al-Khal said it was more important to take the flu vaccine now in this year's campaign comes in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic. He said if someone has COVID-19 but does not have any symptoms can also take the vaccine. Also, more than 70 private and public healthcare facilities will be providing the vaccine when needed. The officials at the press conference included a lot of higher people in the medical field. A lot of people attended, and there was a director of health protection and control of communication and communicable diseases, the head of vaccination section, and a lot of other influential people. Now with this, let me get to the fourth local update of the day, which is Qatar has now introduced entry fee for public parks. So yes, earlier we had public parks which were free, but now we've got to pay for it. It's going to have an entry ticket for it, So the Ministry of Municipality and Environment oh my god, I don't know why I stammer every time you guys are online. Anyways, so the Ministry of Municipality and Environment retaliated the whole thing and have come up with an entry charge related to the zoo at Al Khor Park only, and no other public specified for entry at the moment. So there are more than 90 public parks in the state where entry is free for all right now, okay? But the entrance fee for Al Khor Park for a full day will be Qatari Riyals 15. For adults, that will be 15, and for children, it will be Qatari Riyals 10. Under 10 years and those with special needs, for special events inside the park, the entry fee will be Qatari Riyals 50 for the whole day, while the ticket for feeding animals is Qatari Riyals 50 again. And fare for the Al Khor Park train has been priced up to Qatari Riyals 5 per person and free for people with special needs. So it's going to be this is going to be free only for people with special needs, while the others all have their own pricing. So like adults have about 15 dirhams and kids are having 10 dirhams, and if you want to feed the animals it's going to be 50 dirhams. So it's like this, riyals. And as for the other parks to be decided according to the ministerial decision, the price for a full day ticket is Qatari Riyals 10 and Qatari Riyals 5 for children under 10 years and people with special needs. During events, it will be around Qatari Riyals 30. Okay, now let's get to the international part of the day, which is flying to Qatar from India. You have to check out these new travel rules that have been come up. Okay, so the air bubble arrangement has been made in Qatar and been valid from 31st of October. Yes, Mr. Abdul, I just got into that news right now. So I hope you're listening. So I'm going to give you a little idea if you're flying to Qatar from India, what you're going to do. There's some set of new rules. Let's just discuss that. Okay. So the air bubble arrangement was done in Qatar, which was valid from the 31st of October, right? And under a bilateral air bubble pact, the airlines of both the countries can now operate international flights with a certain restriction. India has bilateral air bubble agreement in place with several countries to facilitate travel for passengers. The Ministry of Civil Aviation took the microblogging site Twitter to announce the travel eligibility of the passengers traveling from India to Qatar and Qatar to India, right? Both countries have signed a bilateral air bubble pact allowing airlines of both the countries to operate international flight under such strict surveillance, okay? Now let me get to the informative part of the bit. This is just the history and how it started and who started, and I know we don't want to get into that right now. So if you're traveling from India to Qatar, let's discuss it. Okay, so Qatari nationals can travel. Any Indian national holding any type of valid Qatar visa and designed for Qatar only, which is designed for Qatar only, any visa or any type of ID or anything of that sort. That is only for Qatar. They can travel. It would be for the airlines concerned to ensure that there is no travel restriction from for Indian nationals to enter Qatar with particular visa category before the issue of the ticket or the boarding pass to the Indian passenger. Now, from Qatar to India, if you're going from Qatar to India, what are you supposed to do? First, you're supposed to be an Indian national who is stranded in Qatar, okay? All overseas citizens of India, card holders holding Qatari passports and Qatari national cards or anything, Qatari national, sorry, let me just get that back, even I didn't get it. All overseas citizens of India, OCI, card holders can go back to India. Okay, Qatari nationals including diplomats holding valid visa issued by the Indian mission in an category covered under the Ministry of Home Affairs guidelines dated up to 30th of May 2020 as amended from time to time. Okay, now I'm sure India, I'll just give you an idea of how many countries India has a pact with for this air bubble arrangement. So they have 17 countries that they have made a pact with, and first one till now is the India has formed such an arrangement. 16 countries like Ukraine, Afghanistan, Bahrain, Oman, Canada, France, Germany, Iraq, Japan, the Maldives, Nigeria, Qatar, the UAE, Kenya, Bhutan, and the UK and the USA. Okay, so these are the countries they have this air bubble pact with right now. Now, all international flights are suspended in India. Scheduled international flights have been suspended in India since March 23rd due to the coronavirus pandemic. However, the special international passengers flights will be operating in India under the Vande Bharat mission, as you all already know, since May, and under the bilateral air bubble arrangement formed between India and the other countries since July. So I know this was not really very informative, but I promise you guys, if I get any more information about this any further, I will come back to you and I will let you know about it. Okay, now let me get to the last information of the day, with the last international bit of the day, which is China threatens to detain Americans if US prosecutes Chinese scholars. So Chinese officials have told the Trump administration that security officers in China might detain the US citizens if the Justice Department proceeds with prosecution of arrest of scholars who are a member of the Chinese military, the US official said. The Chinese official conveyed that the message starting this summer when the Justice Department intensified efforts to arrest and charge the scholars, mainly with providing false information on their visa application, the US official said. The US law enforcement official said in the least 5 Chinese scholars who have been arrested in the recent month did not disclose their military affiliation on visa application, or they might have been trying to conduct an industrial espionage in research centers. Well, anyways, now with this I'm done with all the updates for today. Thank you so much for logging on to Qatar Day. Keep loving, keep supporting, keep watching Qatar Day, the pulse of the nation. Me, your host Ndos, Jennifer Rogers, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, remember to take care of yourself. It's very, very important that you stay healthy, you stay safe, and you eat well. Okay, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Khuda Hafiz.